I'm not alone. My force of fiery destruction. I have you.
What do you mean? With you defeated and the realm united under me, what danger is there? I wasn't returning to Legos to fight you. Well, I was retreating.
This channel is not intended for children. Please monitor what your kids watch online.
Hello everybody! Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to what I called it, the finale of The Crown and the Flame 2. It's been such an incredible journey again, going with Kenna and Dominique. There are some things I still need to talk about, but I'm very excited to see what the ending is. This episode might be shorter, so I apologize for that. Maybe, who knows? But anyways, that's about it, everyone. Before we begin, as usual, would appreciate if you guys would subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notified about the latest videos. Also, drop me the like button, it helps a lot, and leave your comments and your thoughts on this video or anything in general. And yeah, without further ado, we're just gonna jump right in. Alright, Chapter 16, The Aftermath. Kenna's army has defeated Luther and freed the 5 kingdoms, but at a terrible cost. Dun dun dun, what's gonna happen now? Now playing as Kenna, the day after the battle of the Bay, all of your closest friends and allies gather at Leko's castle to celebrate your victory. All except one. I can't believe Dom is really gone. How am I going to face everyone? I can barely think straight.
Yikes.
Annalise puts a comforting hand on your shoulder. I'm so sorry, Kenna. We're all worried about him. But right now, well, being a queen means being strong for your people, even when you feel like you're about to fall apart. I don't know if I can be strong right now. I know you can. You're the strongest person I ever met. Annalise opens a wooden chest and starts rummaging through your clothes. She pulls out 2 dresses and lays them on the bed. Now, if you're having trouble feeling like a queen, at least make sure that you look like a queen. That always helps me. I suppose it's a start. I like this one. You spin in place your dress glittering gold. How do I look? Regal and absolutely gorgeous. If I hadn't already pledged undying loyalty to you, I'd probably be doing that right now.
LOL!
One thing before we go, if you want to get away for a little while later on, come on, find me. Annalise gives your shoulder one squeeze and the two of you head to the grand hall. Applause rises from the assembled crowd as you approach to the top of the grand hall main stairwell. Hail, Queen Kenna, hero of the 5 kingdoms. Hail! We knew you would lead us to victory, your majesty. Thank you. Your hand grips the banister as if you could draw strength from the solid wood. Thank you, all of you. The victory is just the beginning. There's still much to be done. Many of Luther's underlings still hold positions of power. Now that we have defeated Luther himself, it won't be long until freedom is restored to every corner of the realm. Huzzah! Cheers ring through the crowded hall as you descend the stairs. Annalise smiles encouragingly before disappearing into the crowd. Kailani and Noah meet you at the bottom of the stairs. Congratulations, Queen Kenna. Thank you. Enjoying the party? Normally I'd be dragging all these mobs out to the dance floor, but right now we got more important things to do. Namely, marching back to Panrion to knock that lily-handed prick Florian down on his ass. We can be ready to sail tonight, if you give your blessing. You have it, absolutely, and whatever other help I can give. Talk to Leon, I'm sure he can find soldiers who will happily go with you. You're the best, Kenna, and since I'm surely now considered the hero of Panrion, fine, since we're now the heroes of Panrion, got it! Ask us to decide who the next ruler will be. Is that how politics work in Panrion? Who knows? But what I'm saying is, you got friends there.
Thank you!
That's comforting. Thank you, both of you. As Noah and Kailani leave the grand hall, Val walks up to you with a goblet of wine in each hand.
You look like you could use a drink.
A drink? Is it that obvious?
Only 'cause I know you so well.
You reach for one of the goblets and Val takes a step back.
Oh,
Val, did you get both of those?
Maybe?
Val hands over one of the goblets.
Here, I'll grab another one on the way out.
On the way out, where are you going?
I'm still all wound up from the fighting. Gotta go work some of this energy out. If you feel like giving me a hand with that, I'll be down on the beach.
Val winks at you and pushes her way towards the door. You wander through the crowd, exchanging pleasantries here and there. I was wondering what your majesty would grace us with your presence. Raiden bows before you're taking your hand and kissing it gently. You look beyond captivating. Thank you. Lady Kenna, tonight I request your charming company at my initiation. I'd be delighted. And what is this you're being initiated into? The Order of the Black Asp, my sister's organization of shadows. If I pass Ada's trial... A trial? You mean even after everything we've been through, she still doesn't trust you? You misunderstand. This is the way things are done in Lico's underworld. To forgive me without some kind of test would be a sin as weakness. The fact that Ada's willing to let me try all says a great deal. If you say so, is there anything I can do to help? I was hoping you would ask. I am allowed to bring a second someone I trust absolutely to assist me. Ah, damn it, I passed the rest. Are you sure this isn't just a ploy to get me alone? Well, that certainly came to mind. I'm not asking you merely as a friend. Not as a friend? But that's exactly what we are. Of course, that is to say, you are a true friend to me. Now I must go and prepare, but I'll be leaving in an hour. If you wish to accompany me, meet me by the staircase. Raiden bows deeply before slipping back into the crowd. Later, Leon finds you standing alone at one of the tables. Usually I'm the one lurking in the corner of the celebration all by myself. I'm not looking, just thinking. About Rowan? How do you guess? I'm certainly not Gabriel, but I've known you a long time. What happened with Rowan during the battle? I can see that it shook you.
Yikes.
I was just thinking about everything that led to that point. Everything I did to bring about it. You think back, remembering the choices you made. You remember naming Rowan the Queen of Thorngate. Thorngate will never forget this. I'll never forget this. My kingdom is battled. It would take you time to rebuild, but we will become your fiercest allies. Thank you, Queen Kenna. You're welcome, Queen Rowan. This means everything to me. You remember asking only for the heart oak Thorngate could spare. Thank you, Kenna. I knew you understand. I'll go and send word immediately. 100 weapons won't be enough to arm us all. It was more than you had in the past. And you remember allowing half of Rowan's troops to stay in Thorngate during the Battle of the Bay. I believe that we will win this battle, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't prepare for other outcomes. If the worst happens, I'll rest easier knowing that Thorngate will be able to defend itself. As I will. Thank you, Queen Kenna. I summon our 500 finest troops. A queen must make many hard decisions. If I could go back in time, I would do the exact same things. This lord made me question myself constantly, but I think I made the right choices. Good. A queen should never question her decisions, only learn from them. How is Rowan? Last I saw, she could barely stand. She's recovering well, thanks to you. You pulled her back from the brink of death, my queen. I feel I must apologize for the things I've said about her. Rowan is a stubborn woman, but she's risked her life to save yours. Go tell her that. Hearing you apologize would put a spring in her step, I'm sure. Leon shakes his head. And anyway, Luther, our guest of honor, is resting comfortably in the dungeons, where you can decide his fate after the celebration. Cocky Best is not going anywhere. You catch sight of Raiden standing by the stairs waiting for you. Turning, you see Annalise leaning against the gilded rail of the empty fighting pit. You think of Val winking as she invited you to the beach with her. Well, nah, I'm not gonna do romance. Nick is my boyfriend. Go with Leon. Ready to go talk with the Blood King? Lead the way. You follow Leon away from the party. Near the door, you run into Val.
If you're going where I think you're going, then I'm coming too.
No objections here. The three of you continue toward the deep reaches of the dungeon. As you descend in the silence, you can't help but think of your lost friend. Wherever you are, Dawn, I hope you're okay. Now playing as Dominique, you slowly open your eyes, pain throbbing throughout your body, and find yourself lying on a table in a dark laboratory and cold sensor pressed to your temple.
Where am I?
Easy there, Fire Freak. I don't imagine the hangover from dragon transmogrification is pleasant.
Hex!
You rise from the table and set her on fire? You try to conjure fire. A pulse of electricity shoots through your head. Ah!
What you're experiencing is the ultimate preventive crash against your kind. Yes, your people seem to be all-powerful, capable of turning embers into infernos and raising lava from the ground.
You're right on the table, the pain slowly beginning to subside.
So instead of playing your game and getting fried to a crisp, I decided to move things to an arena where I'm dominant. The mind. Every time you think about anything even related to fire, an electrical pulse scrambles your brain. Let's test them more thoroughly, shall we? Don't think about fire.
Wow.
Elephants. You close your eyes and focus all your thoughts on elephants.
You have quite a knack for concentration, I'll give you that. I actually had a bit of trouble calibrating the device at first. I thought the trick would be...
As Hex rambles on about her invention, you eye the door of the lab. A moment later, you burst out of the table, rushing to escape. What are you doing?
I really don't think that's wise!
You throw the door open and find yourself standing at the edge of a railing thousands of feet above the ground.
We're on an airship?
A strong arm grabs you, yanking you back in the sending you skidding along the floor.
Stay inside!
Good, Anton. That'll be enough.
Anton stands still, vacantly staring from the corner of the room. Hex turns to you.
See? It's pointless to run. You may as well rein yourself to your fate.
Let me guess. You want to use me to destroy Kenna?
Destroy Kenna? You're thinking too small. The only reason I participate in this pointless war is so that Luther would keep funding my research.
Hex trails off, staring into the nothingness. Her voice sounds distant, hollow.
I should have known Luther would fail me too.
He killed you?
What?
Aren't you working for him?
The Neverkis family and I had a symbiotic relationship for a time, but I would never subjugate myself to the likes of them. Those fools have no more right to rule than your precious Kenna, or any of the so-called royalty tyrants and brutes, a lot of them.
And who does have the right to rule? You?
Why not me? Why shouldn't the world be in the hands of the best thinkers rather than the best fighters?
Wow.
Thousands die every year because they don't have enough to eat, or because the village healer thinks stump water is medicine. Do you realize how ridiculous that is? That would never happen at the foundry. We knew how to...
Hex's hands begins to tremble.
Kenna told me that you destroyed the foundry.
They cast me out just because I wasn't content to sit safe inside our walls and let the rest of the world eat itself alive. They refused to help, so I made them help. The ones they say built this airship, and they'll do more for me soon.
Wow.
So that's your plan. Enslave everyone you meet until the world dances at the end of your strings?
You're just as blind as the rest of them. Why can't anyone see that this world is sick? The medicine will be pleasant, but it's necessary. No one sees. Not even...
Hex closed her eyes, taking several long deep breaths before opening them again.
Great luck will understand someday. All of you will. You will see that I was only trying to build a better world.
And how are you going to accomplish all that by yourself? Hex looks at you, then a slow smile creeps across her face. She takes a small device from her pocket and flips it a switch. Ah! You fall to the floor, every muscle burning with the white-hot pain. Hex kneels beside you, twitching body, running her long fingers through your hair.
But I'm not alone. My force of fiery destruction. I have you. In a world gone mad with fever, and you just may be the cure.
Oh my god, what the hell? Leon and Val, at your side, step down into the dungeons below Lycos, preparing to meet our final judgment to Luther Neverkiss. Luther sits in his cell, glaring at you as you approach.
Must be a special moment for you.
Yeah.
I take no pleasure in seeing you, but I'm glad to see you're at your lowest.
Hells, that's gotta hurt, huh, old man? Let's get this over with.
No!
What? You heard your queen?
I have to know. Why did you kill the rulers of the 5 kingdoms?
Your foolish mother thought she could unite us, but I saw the rulers for what they were really.
And what is that?
Snakes!
King Ammon, the Thorns, Queen Kalali. They might have been all smiles on the surface, but they were scheming behind your mother's back for power while she strove for her impossible alliance. If I hadn't taken out those cold-blooded bastards, someone else would have. My mother was no snake. No, you're right. She was truly good. But there isn't much point in taking out 3 of 4 rulers, is there? Might as well play for all the coins.
Wow.
You're nothing but a monster. Go ahead and believe that, if it gives you solace. Now, have you gotten what you came for? I have, Lieutenant Everkiss. I hereby sentence you... Should I kill him? Oh my god! Hereby sentence you to death! Leon opens up the cell and he and Val drag Luther before you. You unsheath your sword. No, not going to let me say something? No, when you committed crimes against humanity, you don't deserve a voice! Luther shakes his head. You don't understand the danger you're in. You hold your sword over his neck, wanting to end things once and for all, but you sense the truth in his words. And the
What?
After a deep breath, you lower your sword. What do you mean? With you defeated and the realm united under me, what danger is there? I wasn't returning to Legos to fight you. Well, I was retreating. If I had my entire fleet, you would have been wiped from existence entirely. You... He glares at Val and Leon. And your pitiful friends.
What the hell did you just say? We crushed you!
Believe what you want. You don't build an empire along the coastline without an unstoppable navy. Wait, retreating from... Our enemy to the west, the Iron Empire. Our enemy? Get this straight, there is no our. There will be, or you'll die. The Iron Empire is a greater foe than anything you can imagine. Face it, you have 2 options. Execute me and be annihilated by the Iron Empire when they inevitably cross the Great Sea, or combine our weakened armies and fight against them. Together.
What? Luther joins our army?
Oh, and that's how this story ends. Well then, well, that was unexpected ending. I cannot believe this. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about The Crown, The Flame 2. I think The Crown, The Flame 1, just to be clear, the book 1 is better than this book in my opinion. But the book 2 was good. It wasn't as good as the first one. I think a lot of the issues, I really like a lot of the Kenna storylines, and everything happening in Kenna's perspective side was really good, but my problem was how the game was dragging too much with Dom's story, especially the parts where he was going to the to those other worlds, and there was a part where, you know, he went to this fantasy world, or when he was being an idiot and thinking Kenna's real when she's not real, and not figuring out what to do to solve the puzzle because he kept being blinded by the fact that he was gonna lose Kenna. You know, that part really dragged itself a little bit harder than I thought. And, you know, I was kind of... I think you could probably see my expression. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Seriously? I have no idea what is going on. Anyways, but I really like a lot of the Canada storylines. I like all the villains. The only villain that we could not defeat was Florian Tartarus, but apparently Kailani and Noah will defeat him. Let's see how that goes, because he's a big smartass. I don't know. I don't even want to confront that man until everything is done. Vasilios was another villain, but he didn't last long. Zenobia was very menacing, not gonna lie, but you know, she was like this annoying child brat, even though she's an adult. But she was acting like she was 5 most of the time. About Dominique getting captured by Hex and now possibly getting controlled by Hex is gonna be chaotic. We don't know what's gonna happen. Is Kenna gonna find a way to rescue Dom? Is she gonna find a way to find him? Because the story ended and it left that part. It left things over there incomplete unless book 3 kinda catches up to that. But yeah. Anyways, I really did enjoy it overall. I liked the... Oh yeah, and I really liked the new characters as well. They were all very interesting. I feel like the one that was annoying the most was Rowan. But if we hadn't made the right choices with her either, like, we probably would have a bad situation, a bad consequence. And that's the thing I like about this game. What I like about it is that the concept, because in the Crown of Flame 1, the choices didn't affect them much, but in here it kind of does affect more your decisions. And I really like that. It had me thinking every single time what decisions to choose whatsoever. But overall, it was very, very good, no matter what. Like I said, that's the only issue I had. It was like the pacing for Dominique's story. That's about it, pretty much it. But yeah, that's really it. I can't believe we've actually finished it. First off, thank you all so much for being here and watching The Crown of Flame. I know this isn't for everybody, but I really enjoyed reading them whatsoever. They have very pretty, interesting stories. I know the first one I started was with the Freshman. It's something that people like less, but I think The Crown of Flame will be something you'll like more. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking your asses on this series. If you really enjoyed this video, drop the like button. It helps out a lot. If you're not subscribed to the channel, would appreciate it if you do. Also leave your comments and your thoughts on this video or anything in general. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you, and we'll be seeing you on the next new series. Goodbye, guys.